Rebellions, revolution, betrayals. Our people, Colonel, are becoming more of a problem than our enemies. Now, there's a mission for you. Make our people love us or die. These papers will instruct you to crush one of our own towns into submission. Put down a faction of our own military that threatens us with biological warfare. To assassinate the spies in our midst. To annihilate an entire province. Men, women, and children who contest our Soviet might. They say, don't tell us what to do. So, we must kill them. This time, comrade, we drink.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Ready and waiting orders. At once. Very well. Reporting yes, at once. Waiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Acknowledged. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well.
Reinforcements
yes, acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Got juice? Let's dance. Power on.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Need a power on. Fully charged.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
New construction options.
Yeah.
Building.
On. Need a job? Let's dance.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Got power
New construction
on. Yeah.
options.
Right now. Fully charged. Power on. Extra 50.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Base is
Need a
under
job?
attack.
Got juice? Dance.
Repairing.
Need a job? Dance. Power on.
Waiting affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Awaiting acknowledged.
Yes.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Our base is under attack. Low power. New construction. Silos needed.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Silos
Acknowledged.
needed.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. New construction options. Unit lost. Silos needed. Building. Building.
Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. On hold. Cancel.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit
Comrade.
ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit lost. Iron curtain charging. Repairing. Building.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders.
Construction complete.
Vehicle reporting. Waiting
Acknowledged.
order.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Base is under attack. Repairing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, very well.
Base is under attack. Unit lost. Silos needed.
Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Base is under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Let's dance. Power on.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Mission accomplished. Reinforcements have arrived.
Awaiting orders. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Very well. Very well. Very well. At once. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit lost. Mission failed.
Affirmative. At once. Agreed. At once.
Building infiltrated.
Ready and waiting. Agreed. At once.
Mission failed.
Reporting. Very well. At once.
Mission failed.
Once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Agreed. At once.
Mission failed.
Affirmative. Agreed. Very well.
Mission failed.
Once.
Reinforcements
Affirmative.
have arrived. Unit lost. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Yes!
Reinforcement mission failed. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost. Reinforcements have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit lost.
Report. Agreed.
Yes!
Affirmative.
Awaiting
Orders.
affirmative. Of course. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, sir. At once. Of course. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. At once.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Power fully charged!
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Need a job? Power on! Fully charged! Let's start! Power on!
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Waiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Report. Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Got juice? Power on! Power on!
Waiting order.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
New construction options.
Waiting
Building.
order. Reporting.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Waiting order.
Awaiting affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Base is under attack. Preparing. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, agreed. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Waiting orders.
Repairing. Silos needed. Building. Repairing.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Acknowledged.
building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Ready and waiting. Once. Affirmative. Waiting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Yes, very well. At once. Very well. Very well. Very well. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Very well. Yes, sir.
Base is under attack.
Agreed. Of course. At once. Very well.
Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Acknowledged.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Waiting
Base is
order.
under attack.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Waiting orders. At once.
Silos needed.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost. Mission accomplished. Have arrived.
Let's dance. Let's dance. Power on. Let's dance. Power on. Let's dance. Power on. Let's dance. Fully charged. Fully charged. Fully charged. Let's dance. Fully charged. Let's dance. Power on. Fully charged. Let's dance. Fully charged. Power on. Let's dance.
Lost.
Fully charged. On. Fully charged. Power on. Power on. Let's dance. Power on. Let's dance. Power on. Let's dance. Doggy. Let's dance. Power on. Fully
Reinforcements
charged.
have arrived.
Power on. Fully charged. Let's dance. Let's dance. On. Let's dance. Lights out. Baby bird. Power on. Baby bird. Power on. Let's doggy. Power on. Let's doggy. Power on. Fully charged. Let's dance. Fully charged. Shocking. Let's dance. Fully charged. Lights out. Let's dance. Shocking. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Baby, let's dance. Fully charged. Let's dance. Power on. Power on. Fully charged. Fully charged. Fully charged. Power on. Power on. Power on. Let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Fully charged. Let's dance. Let's dance. Power on. Fully charged. Let's dance. Fully charged. Fully charged. Power on. Lights out. Let's dance. Good, baby. Good. Fully charged. Power on. Good, fully charged. Let's dance. Doggy.
Unit lost.
Good,
Unit lost.
Got you. Yeah. Let's dance. Lights out. Let's dance.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Charge. Lights out. Let's
Reinforcements have arrived.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Need a jump? Fully charged. Fully charged. Let's dance. Power on.
Unit
Let's
lost.
dance. Let's dance. Let's dance. Power on.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Need a jump? Fully charged. Let's dance. Power fully on. Charged. Shocking. Lights out, baby. Fully charged. Fully charged. Extra crispy. Let's dance, baby. Burn. Fully charged. Shocking. Power on. Extra crispy. Shocking. Power on. Lights out. Burn, baby. Power on. Lights out. Burn, baby. Fully charged. Fully charged.
Vehicle acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Naval unit lost.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yeah, baby. Power on. Power on. Extra crispy.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Extra.
Mission accomplished. Mission timer initialized.
Vehicle affirmative.
Comrade, affirmative, affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Reinforcements
Affirmative.
have
Vehicle
arrived.
reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed. Agreed. At once. Very well. Very well. Very well.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Lost.
Yeah? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once.
10 minutes remaining.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yeah, okay. 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 Okay.
Awaiting orders. Agreed. 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 Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. At once.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
Ready and waiting.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Affirmative. At once. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Reporting. Very well. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Very well. Agreed. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. At
Naval
once.
unit lost.
Agreed. Agreed.
Reinforcements
At
have
once.
arrived.
Agreed. Very well.
Mission accomplished. Reinforcements have arrived. Mission timer initialized.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Report. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements
Acknowledged.
have arrived.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. orders.
Lost.
Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Comrade.
Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New
Yes, sir.
construction options. Building.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reported. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Awaiting affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Vehicle
ready.
reporting.
Building.
Waiting orders. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Orders.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Construction
Waiting.
complete.
Affirmative. Comrade.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds. Unit ready. Building. Structure.
Awaiting
sold.
orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Silos needed. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Silos needed. Silos needed.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Silos needed.
Awaiting acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos needed. Low power.
Ready and
Building.
waiting.
Silos
Vehicle
needed.
affirmative. Awaiting
Comrade.
orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting.
Awaiting orders.
Silos needed. Construction complete. Building. Silos needed. Building.
Report acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Building. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Building. Cannot deploy here.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Primary buildings.
Yes, acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Our
Affirmative.
base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Report affirmative. Report affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Repairing. Building.
Reporting affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle report affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. New
Yes, sir.
construction options.
Acknowledged.
Building. Building.
Affirmative.
Silos needed. Construction
Vehicle
complete.
reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
New construction
Waiting
options.
acknowledged.
Training.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade.
Construction complete. Training.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Training.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Very well.
Waiting order. Waiting order.
Ready and waiting.
Waiting order.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training. Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Building.
Waiting order.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting.
On hold.
Affirmative.
Cancel. Building. Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Waiting
Acknowledged.
orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Construction
Vehicle
complete.
reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Affirmative. At once. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Of course. Of course. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Of course. At once. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Very well. Affirmative. Of course. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Agreed. Agreed.
Lost. 30 minutes remaining.
Report acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building. Training. Unit ready. Construction complete. Training. Unit ready. New construction options. Training. Unit ready. Building. Training. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Vehicle report
Building.
acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Awaiting
ready.
orders.
Building.
Vehicle affirmative.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Waiting
ready.
order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Acknowledged.
Prepared. Preparing.
Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
prepared.
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
prepared.
Acknowledged.
Preparing.
Affirmative.
Waiting affirmative. Comrade, affirmative.
Unit prepared.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade, affirmative.
Vehicle report.
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders.
Waiting affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Waiting order.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Comrade, affirmative. Reporting. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Report affirmative.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
20 minutes
Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting affirmative. Reporting.
Reporting affirmative.
Comrade. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Waiting acknowledged. Waiting order. Waiting acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Comrade. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
At once. Report acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Waiting order.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Very well. Agreed.
Building. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Reporting
ready.
affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training.
Reporting.
Unit ready. Training. Base is under attack. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Unit lost. Training. Unit ready. On hold. Cancel. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Very well.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting well. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction
Ready and waiting.
complete.
At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
At
lost.
once. Very well. Of course. Very well. Of course. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Waiting. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Agreed.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Very well.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. At once.
Unit
Report
ready.
affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. At once. Reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Ready and waiting. Once.
Unit
Vehicle
ready.
report. Acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Waiting. Affirmative. Waiting
Unit
order.
ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Reporting. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Waiting acknowledged. Waiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Waiting orders. Of course. Very well. At once. Very well. Agreed. Agreed. Of course. Agreed. At once. Very well. At once. Affirmative.
Acknowledged. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade, affirmative. Vehicle
Acknowledged.
reporting. Yes, sir.
Vehicle
Acknowledged.
Reporting.
At once.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Comrade, affirmative.
Reporting. Agreed. Very well. Reporting. Yes, sir. At once. Awaiting orders.
Yeah?
Reporting. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Comrade, acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Report acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative.
Waiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reported.
Comrade. Waiting acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Mission accomplished.
Congratulations, comrade. That was a difficult campaign. I do not envy you. Yet I think all of Spain was beaten into submission. What you left of it. I know your most difficult missions still lie ahead. I will not keep you from your work. Let us say, the next time we meet, we'll be with vodka in our hands and large women on our arms. До свидания, Kerry. Be well. And here we are, comrade. You have done your job so well, I am out of mine. As I predicted, no war to fight. Yet, do not worry. I have a dasher to tend, cabbages to grow. And as we both know, I have lost my heart in this. But this I will leave for you in your new office.